Terima kasih, Ibu Saidah. Thank you so much. Supporting our forum, we'd like to show appreciation to our media partners, Media Indonesia and Metro TV. You may see some TV cameras or journalists sitting amongst you or around the forum. And with their help, we hope that more people will be able to know about this forum. To help usher in the forum, we'd like to play you a short video by Media Indonesia.
Yang jadi bumi pertiwi adalah cemburu ratusan bangsa sejak dulu kala. Karena pesona dan harta alamnya, karena budaya tingginya membuat kagum dunia. Tapi apa riwayatnya kini? Hijau gunung, laut biru dan keluhuran hadapnya menjelma tubuh yang tercabik industri. Para petinggi mengelabui hati, pikiran, bahkan menghujam belati. Ada yang berpeluh keras membangun, ada yang bersiasat membuat kita getun, merusak ini, berkelahi dengan saudara sendiri. Hei putra negara, bangkitlah, siuman dari nina bobok zaman yang membuatmu pingsan. Tegak dan jadilah peluru bangsa dengan pesawat Pancasila melesat ke masa depan jaya.
Thank you, Media Indonesia and Metro TV. I'd like to echo what Brad and Ibu Saidah has mentioned earlier before, and that is to thank our generous sponsors once more. It takes the generosity of our sponsors to enable us to hold these Asia Liberty Forums and to allow us to gather every year and support one another in creating a more prosperous world. I want to spotlight our wonderful and generous donors and sponsors who have made this year's Asia Liberty Forum possible. They are the John Templeton Foundation, Smith Family Foundation, Frederick Naumann Foundation for Liberty, Phaedra Utley Foundation, Karen and Robert Boyd, Acton Institute, Uber Indonesia, HM Sampurna, Property Rights Alliance, Japan Tobacco International, and last but not least, AirAsia. Among us and please give them a round of applause. Among us, and perhaps even sitting next to you, we have representatives from the Indonesian government ministries and agencies, in particular, representatives from the Executive Office and Advisory Council to the President of Indonesia, as well as guests from the Ministry of Trade and the Central Bank, Bank Indonesia, as well as foreign embassies and chambers of commerce, including our friends from the German and Australian embassies. We also have an incredible 30 countries represented right here in this room, and here today from our think tank leaders, policy experts, and student groups. Please give everybody a round of applause. Now, seeing as so many people from so many stakeholders are here today in our forum, we want this to be a festival of ideas, where I hope you have fruitful and engaging conversations and come away inspired and energized in our efforts to achieve visions for our own countries. Now, speaking about inspiration and ideas, you may have seen some boards outside of this ballroom in the foyer displaying some posters. Well, those are the seeds of ideas for future projects for our crowdsourced Liberty session. We'll need every one of you to bring your expertise and your brilliant minds and help these projects' ideas come into fruition. Those project ideas are from the 14 participants of the fundraising training held a few days ago before this forum, plus from another 6 think tanks who have joined seeking help developing their own projects. Now, I'll need everybody to familiarize themselves with those projects during the break later, because they'll only be there for a short while. And then in the afternoon, we'll have the crowdsourced Liberty session, where you can chat directly to the project leaders, discuss how to develop their ideas, pitch in valuable feedback. So please try to aim for at least maybe 3 project leaders to talk to during that session. Right. Many of you have come from far away and have probably battled Jakarta's crazy traffic jams and monsoon rains to get here. To help everybody make the most of their time at the forum, we have a special mobile app called the Atlas Network Events app. So it's available on Apple Store and Google Play, so I strongly encourage you to download that. And once you do download it, make sure you do sign in. The app is great to message other participants, and speakers. It helps you set up meetings, and you can discuss in the chat forum on the app as well. And you'll only receive the private messages only if you're signed in, so please make sure you're signed in. You'll also get reminders and notifications on any last-minute changes, so it's important you get that on your phones. Now, because we are in a nation of social media lovers, I encourage you and everyone here to post on our social media, on your own social media accounts throughout the day using hashtag AsiaLF18. Last year at the Asia Liberty Forum in Mumbai, the AsiaLF hashtag went trending on Twitter. So let's try to repeat the success of last year. On Twitter, we're also having a competition on who can post the most. So the person who posts the most gets to win a little prize at the end of the forum. We also have some smaller social media competitions, which will be announced on our CIPS Instagram and Twitter. The handles are on the screen next to me. So check those out if you want to win some small prizes. Now, throughout the forum, you'll also notice people wearing this badge, like our friend here on the screen. There are staff and volunteers who will be happy to help you out if you need. And last but not least, very important for everybody, Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi information is found throughout the hotel, and they'll be displayed on the tables around you. Okay, without much further ado, let's get into our first session with the Cornerstone Talks. To moderate this, I'd like to introduce Terry Kibbe, the co-founder and CEO of Free the People, that uses pop culture and video storytelling to spark the minds of those interested in liberty. Over to you, Terry.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to be back here in Jakarta and kicking off the Asia Liberty Forum by introducing the amazing speakers here at the first set of Cornerstone Talks. These are 6 leaders throughout Asia who will be talking about the projects that they're working on and their efforts to advance liberty in their parts of the world. It's a little bit of a different format. The challenge for our speakers is that they only have 8 minutes in which to present their projects, and then it's my job to kick them off the stage if they talk too long. So without much further ado, I'm going to start this. We have 6 people speaking, 8 minutes apart, 8 minutes apiece, and please hold your questions until afterwards. You can find these folks out in the lobby and during breaks, and you can find out more information from them. The other challenge that I have here on stage is I get to meet so many amazing people here in Asia with beautiful names that are very challenging for me to pronounce. So I apologize in advance. And I hope that I don't mess up too much. So the first speaker that we have this morning is Hizkia Respatiadi from the Center for Indonesian Policy Studies. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. I'm afraid I missed the clicker. The clicker? Oh, it's the clicker. Sorry, I think I'll just continue without while the clicker is coming. So, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hizkia Respatiadi. I'm the head of research from Center for Indonesian Policy Studies, or we just call it CIPS. It's really nice meeting you all here, and it is an honor for me to be the first speaker of the Cornerstone Talk. This is my very first experience, so please bear with me. This morning, I'm going to tell you a story about our project on food. So, I hope all of you have breakfast already, because otherwise you would get hungry because of my story. Yep, about affordable food prices in Indonesia. This is about our fight to make food prices become cheaper, especially for the low-income family. So, poverty situation in Indonesia, there are around 96 million people who live under the poverty line or just slightly above it. It means it's like around 1/3 of the population, they suffer from this problem. And they only earn like $100 per month per family. It's like one father, one mother, and 2 children. Is it enough to support their daily life? Around 70% of that $100 they spend on food already, which means they only have around 30% of it for education, for health, and for other needs. How about the food that they purchase? Is it nutritious? Okay. So the answer, I'm afraid, is not. Because the chronic malnutrition and also stunted growth happens in many places in Indonesia. More than 37% of children under 5 years old, they suffer from this problem. And also around 15 provinces out of 34 provinces in Indonesia, they have prevalence of stunted growth above 40%. So this is a massive problem all across the country. And what is the government doing about it? Of course, they do some programs, but do they tackle the issue head on? I'm afraid not. Because what they're more concerned at the moment is about self-sufficiency policy. They don't want to import as many products as they can because they want to be self-sufficient. The argument is, they say they want to protect the farmers as the local producers from the direct competition with the foreign products. Is it effective? We shall see. Apparently it makes food prices become much more expensive. For example, this is the rice prices in Indonesia from 2009 up to 2017. And we could see here that rice prices in Indonesia, they're deviating away from the international market prices. So while the other countries, they enjoy much lower rice prices, we are deviating away, and now we are at the point where we are twice more expensive than other rice prices, rice prices in other countries. And the farmers that the government said they protect, they remain poor. They only earn like $25 per month for their family. And even that amount, it could be lower when they become the receiving end of the impact of climate change. They could be reduced by 30%. And our food prices, our high food prices benefit them? Apparently no. Because 2/3 of these farmers, they're actually net food consumers, which means they buy more than they grow themselves. So whenever food prices become higher, they also become the victim. They don't get any benefit from it. So, this is something that must be addressed. Someone must do something. I'm afraid these two gentlemen behind me, they are not here around us. Kal-El, aka Man of Steel, aka Superman, he's still busy fighting General Zod in Krypton. And Jedi Grandmaster Luke Skywalker is still in a galaxy far, far away. So we cannot rely on them. Who could rely on them? Luckily there is CIPS and also there are you as part of the Atlas Network. We are here together to cooperate and also to build pressure and also recommendation to the government that international trade, as Saida has said before, is one of the best solution to answer this problem. Of course, we need to build the arguments of the benefit of free trade, and also we must build pressure on the politicians to abandon the protectionism policy, and of course we also must convince the public that actually free trade benefit many people, including people from low income group, not only just the rich. How do we do this? We do this in several steps. We have several research publications. We already have paper on rice and beef and also better alternatives to protect the farmers. Hopefully this year we are going to release the paper on sugar and also on corn and soybean farmers. And we also have online tool to measure overspending. It's like we want to compare how much people in Jakarta actually spend for the same food item that people in other capital cities in the neighboring countries spend. And this amount, like this $30 per month, is like the amount that they could have saved if only food prices in Indonesia are as cheap as the other food prices in the other country. And we also speak at the local events and also international conferences. And sorry about that. And also we also do some advocacy with the politicians because we want to convince them there is a better way to protect the public. And also we have some strategic coalition partners with other organizations. Each one of them, they have their own unique quality, like how they deal with the traditional market retailers, the nutrition expert, and also a strong advocacy group from the consumer side. And we also don't want to leave the future generation behind. We want to share our information and our knowledge with them. That's why we have Academy CIPS, our massive open online course designed to make them understand better about food trade policy and agriculture. And we also have cooperation with 3 universities to make sure that this information and opportunity could get to as many students as possible. We have some results already, but it's still a long way to go.
Time's up.
Last slide, please.
I need a hook.
Yeah. So we already have some decision from the government. They decided to import 500,000 tons of rice earlier this year because now they realize that imported food is one of the ways to keep food prices low. Well, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Have a great conference.